Okay. Now let us go ahead. As I told you that the category 1 should be changed to Q1. So when I want to do that, when I want to change this category to Q1, first I'll have to select the chart. I should not actually select the chart, the elements in it. I'll have to select the outside box. So once the outside box is selected, the inner elements are deselected. So once this is done, we will have to go to the design tab. So from the design tab, we'll have to go to edit data, and in that again edit data. So once this is clicked, you get this window opened, and here you can go ahead and change it. Like I say Q1. So when I come out of the cell, the editing mode, you see that it has been changed to Q1, right? So we close this, and on the title we double click so that it gets selected, and select the entire text in that text box, and we type Messrs XYZ Company Limited Belgaum. Sorry. Right. So I have given the title. I am telling you, I am telling the audience what this slide represents, right? It is the sales of the first quarter for the previous year, and then I have shown the chart. In the chart, I have shown graphs. How it is particularly done, and also I have given a chart header. The chart title says that it is XYZ Company Limited Belgaum. This information is relating to that company. Okay. Next, we will go to inserting a table, right? And after inserting a table, what all we can do? So again, come back to the slide navigation. Click at the end. You get a cursor. You press enter, and this is a blank slide you get, and you will have to click the insert table icon. So once you click the insert table icon, it will ask you, how many columns do you want and how many rows do you want. So for example, we consider that we have got about 2 products, and we want to show information of 4 quarters. So can anybody tell if I have got 2 products and 4 quarters information to be shown, how many columns and how many rows should I have?
2 columns, 4 rows.
2 columns, 4 rows. Okay, 2 columns and 4 rows. You punch in the numbers, and once you have given your row numbers, you will have to say OK, right? So you see here you have got 4 rows and 2 columns. What you have to write, the first row in whichever table is there, let it be in Word or let it be in PowerPoint. The first row always should be the headers. The header should say what exactly values are there down below. So for example, we say that we have got product A and product B, right? So when I say product A and product B, there are only 2 columns. But if I want to type quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, where should I type it, right? So whenever you want to represent any data, keep in mind that you will have to add 1 for the particular headers, the row headers and the column headers. We need 2 by 4. She was exactly right, but 2 by 4 is needed to enter the data, right? So for making the table more informative, we'll have to put the headers. So we'll have to add 1 and 1. So no problem. You should not delete this table and go ahead. You can insert your columns and rows, right? So for inserting another column, what you'll have to do is you will have to select the cell where you want to insert that particular column, and you will have to go to insert. So in insert, sorry, you will have to go to layout. So okay, now one more thing what you have to see is, when I have not selected anything, PowerPoint gives me the menus which are standard, right? Whenever you open PowerPoint, these menus are standard, but as and when, I have inserted this photograph. So when I click the photographs, so there is one more option which opens called format. So this format will help us to modify this format will help us to modify the photo, to change its color, change its shape, change the border, and cropping can be done. Similarly, when you click on chart, so this chart will have got a design, and so design and format. Okay, from this you can edit the chart to make it more attractive and to make it more visibly okay, right? Similarly, when you click on the table you will have design and layout. So in design, you can select whichever type of design you want. You click here and you have got so many things where you can select. So accordingly, you will have to select that particular design. Next, basically we want to insert one column. So you go to layout, and here in rows and columns, here you have got insert above. You are trying to insert a row above this particular cursor. Insert a row below. When you have selected this and you are inserting a row, one more row will be inserted at the bottom. So but right now what we want a column to the left side. So here insert left. So when you click this, one more column would be inserted. Here you can say sales. Okay, so this is a common cell which will refer to both columns and rows. So the header for the first row would be Q1, that is quarter 1 sales, Q2 quarter 2 sales, Q3 quarter 3 sales. Right, now again we are falling short of one row, so same method. So click on that particular cell, go to insert below. So when you click insert below, you see that one more row is created. So Q4. So this is how we insert rows and columns, additional rows and columns if we want. Suppose you want to delete a particular column, like you have inserted a column, inserted a row which was not necessary. So how do you delete it? You go to that particular row, and here you have got something called delete columns, delete row, delete table. So when you click delete column, it will delete that particular column where the cell is. So let me show you an example. So when I click delete columns, the entire first column has been deleted. Why? Because my cursor was in the first column, right? But we needed the first column. So what we will have to do is we will have to undo the changes what we have done now. So there are two methods of doing undo changes. Here on the left side top, there is an undo icon. So you can click there, and whatever you have done for the previous step will be redone, right? So so we want to delete this particular row. So what do? Go on that particular row and I say delete rows, right? So the entire row will be deleted. For example, you want to delete two rows. So what you will have to do is select those particular rows, either one column or the entire column. You will have to go to delete and say delete rows. So both the rows have been deleted simultaneously. You do not require to do individually also. So I press Ctrl Z, and whatever changes I had done is retrieved. Okay, so let us go ahead. So for example, quarter 1 product A has been sold 10 units. For quarter 2 it has been sold for 12 units. For quarter 3 it has sold 9 units, and in quarter 4 it has sold 14 units. Next, product B has sold 15 units, 20 units, 21 units, and 21 units. Okay, so here you see that the information is available, the headers are there, the row headers are there, the column headers are there. we will have to insert this particular header. So suppose the header is same from the previous slide. What you can do is, you can go to that particular slide, you click on the slide header and you select it and say Control C to copy the text. Come here and say Control V, or go ahead and paste it here like this. So it is not required that you will have to key in everything. So you can cut, copy, paste from various slides. Okay. So the title is different. Sales for the financial year 1920. Right. So when I say financial year, it considers the entire 4 quarters. So we have got quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. Now, whenever we have studied, we have seen that in the in the table, whenever there is numeric value, it should be always aligned to the right side, right? So how do we do it? We'll have to select all the cells which we want to rearrange the alignment. So once you have selected this, you will have to go to paragraph. So in home, there is paragraph. You will have to go there and select right aligned. So when you click here, so this is the correct format which you want to show, right? So please keep in mind that never a number should be left aligned. Always it should be right aligned. Do keep this in mind. Next, quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3 and quarter 4. These are the headers, and basically I do not want them to the right side. I want them in the center. So I click select these cells and click on centered, right? They come in the center, and also I select it and I bold it, because since it is the row header, I need it bold. Okay. Then what we can do is, we can do a little beautification here, because you see that this cell has got so much blank space here. These numbers are very small, which are only to the right corner, and the other things are empty. So we can rearrange this. What we can do is, you select the columns. So after selecting the columns, come to layout. So in the layout, you will find here table size, right? So, and here cell size. So this table size is the entire table size. So when I say height is 5.15 centimeters, so from bottom to top is this measurement, and the width is 19.13 from this point to this point. What we'll have to do is, we'll have to rearrange the width of that particular column. Okay. So what we do, we select the column, whatever we want to change, and then come to this cell size. So from the cell size, we will modify the width. So the default width here is 6.38. So we can do about 4 centimeters. So just key in 4 and press enter. So once you do it, both the columns are evenly condensed. Okay. So similarly, when you want to change this column, you can click on one particular cell in that particular column, and you can go to width. What will happen now? And I say 2. So the entire column changed its width. So it is not required that you will have to select the entire column. You just place your cursor in that particular column and change the value. So the entire column will be changed. Okay. So this 2 is very less. So what I'll do, I'll convert it to 3. Okay. Now our table is ready, but our table is small in consideration to the entire slide. So what we'll have to do, we'll have to resize. So the basic principle of resize is, do not pull it with sides. Please keep it in mind. Do not pull it with sides. Always pull it from the corners. So when you pull it from the corners, the size remains, the ratio remains the same. Now the table has become big, but the text in it has become small. So select everything, go to home. By default, we have got a text size of 18. So we can change this text size to 22. Text size to 22. So we can see that text size 22 is also a little bit small. We can go ahead and change it to 24. So now it seems appropriate. One more thing what we have to observe is we have centered this and we have right aligned this. So what we have done, we have given it a vertical alignment, vertical alignment of center and vertical alignment of right. But when you compare the cell, it is on the top, and at the bottom cell there is a vacant space, which also does not look good. What we'll have to do is, you'll have to select the entire table, go to layout, and in the layout there is something called alignment. So in the alignment you will have to click this icon which says center vertically, right? So when I click center vertically, you can see it has given equal spaces on top and bottom. So this makes your representation of a table nice. It will be easy to see, and it will be very convenient for the people to also look at. Okay, so let us tweak a little bit. So we'll change the width. So width is about 7.64. We can change it to about 5.8, right? Okay, now I told you can reposition this. You can click and drag wherever you want, you can place it, but also you can place it through alignment session. So here, after selecting the table, go to layout. In the layout you have got something called arrangements, which is there on the right side of the ribbon. So here there is something called alignment. So in this alignment you have got so many alignments. This is alignment according to the vertical positions, and this is alignment according to the horizontal positions, and we want this particular table in the center of our slide. So what I'll do is, after selecting the table, I go to layout, I go to alignment, and I say center alignment. Just see the table, it will shift. So when I click this, what it has done, it has shifted its place from the present location to this location, because this location, the center of the vertical center of this table and the vertical center of the slide are the same. So that is why it shifted. Now you can see that the place from the left and the right are equal. Okay, and suppose you want to center it vertically also, and you say align middle. So when you click this, see what happens, right? It is encroaching the header space, and which is not good. So the earlier positioning only was good, so we press Ctrl Z. So when we press Ctrl Z, again it comes back to the original location. Now as you can see that you have got a blue header, white text in it, and also you have got alternative colors given to your table area. So this you can change it. Also this is similar to Word. I will not go in depth in this. So select the table and go to design, and from this design you can change however you want. You can change the format and all that. You can change the style. Okay, so this is how you can change. You can make it look better. Okay, so we complete our session on tables. Now let us go ahead and look at adding multiple pictures. I had shown you how to add a single picture, but let us see how to add multiple pictures, meaning 3 or 5 pictures in one particular slide. So let us come to adding multiple pictures. Same thing, to add a new picture you will have to go to the slide table, slide view, and click on the last portion and press enter. So this is how your things comes, and this is header. Multiple, sorry for the spelling mistake. Inserting multiple pictures, right? So earlier when we had inserted the picture for the slide number 2, that is the World Environment Day, we had clicked on this icon, right, the picture icon. But here we need to insert more than one photograph. So this layout, this layout is not appropriate for this operation. So what we will do, we will change the layout. How do we change the layout? We come back, so we go right click here, we say layouts, and from the layouts there are so many layouts which you can find. You see that there is two contents, here we have got only one box where you can fill your contents. So when you consider this two contents, you will get two columns of contents which you can fill in. But now we are only concerned to title only. Meaning what? When I click this, we get only title, as well as we do not get the text box anymore. Okay. So why this is helpful is uh, when we want to do something out of the standard, right? So what are standards? These are standards. You are inserting table, chart, smart art, videos, pictures from online, pictures from your computer. So these are the standard things what you are doing. But now you want to do a unstandardized thing, so you will have to have a title only theme selected. So once you select this, you can see whenever you click anywhere, nothing is getting selected. So this is a blank slate kind of thing where you can insert your pictures. So let us insert our pictures one by one. So here, since we have got no options here, we'll have to go to insert menu here. From the insert menu, there is something called image tab, and from the image tab, there is an icon called pictures. So you click here, it will ask you from this device or from the internet. So you click on this device. So you will have to place it like this, and since it becomes a big thing, so you will have to rearrange it. So always remember, drag from the corners. Again, you want to add one more picture, go to insert picture, this device, then you can go down, scroll down, and you can select one more picture. So you can see that it is portrait. So again, hold down to your corners and drag it down, right? So make it a little bit convenient. So just take a consideration here. The width is 5 and sorry, width is 9 and the height is 5. For this, what we can do is we can do manually. We can say 5 and 9. Sorry, 5 and 9, right? So you can see that these are almost similar. No, you can do manually also, and you can do it with the size option also. Okay. Now let us insert a picture from the internet. So I say online picture, you click, and then you have got this here. You will have to search. You can say environment and press enter. So according to that, it will give you options whichever you want to select. You can browse through it and select. So let us consider this. This looks pretty good, and I say insert. Right. So it is inserted in this particular small box, and this we can resize, right? We can resize and reposition, right? So I need this picture as a background, but now when you see that earlier pictures what I had inserted, the recent picture is overlapping them. So what I can do, I can right click it and I say send to back. So what this will do, it will send to the furthermore back layer, and whichever objects are behind the picture will come in front. So when I click this, you can see, the behind pictures have come in front. Okay. So you rearrange this, and you rearrange this. Fine. So this is how you can put multiple pictures. And also I want to like to show you something. Right. So here, when we put 2 or 3 pictures, sometimes we require it to be aligned. We require it to be in one line. So what you can do is you can select the 2 pictures which you want to make align, and after that you will have to go to format. in the format there is something called alignment, align objects. So when you click there, you click align center, right? You see it has come in a particular straight line, vertical straight line. Now this, right, what you want to do is you want to align this in center of these both. So if I select this and this and this, and I go to format, and I go to alignment, and if I say align middle, see what happens. These two pictures have merged, one has gone behind the other. So this is not useful. So what we can do is we will need to group the pictures first. So select the first picture, select the second picture, and right click on the picture, and there is something called group. So you go and go to the group and click group, right? Now you can see the handlers also have changed. The handlers from this portion have vanished. Why? Because we have told PowerPoint to consider these two pictures as one unit, right? So once it is considered one unit, so whenever you select either this picture, both pictures are selected, or select this picture, both pictures are selected. Now you can align it, middle alignment can be done. So select this picture and select this picture, go to alignment, in format, alignment, and say align middle. See, it's done. So let me show you. I will make it very much off center. I select both the pictures, I go to format, I go to alignment, and I say middle. See how they have come in center. Then you can reposition them. Fine. So this is how you can use, and how you can modify various pictures. So these are the alignment which I have shown you, and also there is something called distribute equally vertically and distribute evenly horizontally. There the option is there. So when I select this, so in alignment there are two options which is saying distribute horizontally and distribute vertically. So it makes equal spaces between the photos. So this you can try it on your own. Yeah. So I have also told you something about text boxes. So text boxes, what I want to do, like suppose this photo. So I right click and group, and I say ungroup. So I will ungroup these photos, and I want to give a title for this particular photo. So if I want to give the title to this particular photo, what I'll have to do is first I'll have to zoom in. There is a zoom in and zoom out option here. So as you click the plus sign, you are zoomed in, and you click the minus and you're zoomed out. So by clicking plus, you are zoomed in. Use the scroll bars to bring your work center, and then from insert, so from insert there is text box. When I click on text box, you can see the cursor has changed to some inverted cross type of thing. So this cursor you have to take, and from which position to which position you want, you will have to drag it. So once you drag it, you will get a text box opened here, and here you can say, you can type, right. So here, as you can see that it has gone to the next line. What we want is, we want it in one line. So what we'll do here, now you do not drag it with the corners. Why? Is because you want to make the text box length bigger. So you will have to click here and drag it, right? Now you can see it has become bigger. Okay. So this is the heading for this particular photograph. So you click on, you select the wordings. So when you click center alignment content, you can see that it has come to the center of the box. Now we need this particular naming aligned with the photo. So what you will have to do, you will have to click the text and the photo, go to format, go to alignment, and you say align center. right? You can see the photo and the text are aligned properly. So for today, this is the thing.